Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to week 4 of the Puchy's Memy Mondays Hop. This is going to be my final week. On week 5, instead of sharing a Memorydex card, I will be doing the drawing for my giveaway, and it's for US only because it's crafty goodies and I need to ship it. And shipping international is just not in my budget at this time. As a reminder, to enter my giveaway, the only guideline I have is leave hashtag elements of fashion in the comment section below. Not only for this video, leave hashtag elements of fashion for the Puchy Memy Mondays prior videos as well. The other beautiful souls in this lineup are also having giveaways, their own guidelines, so you'll have opportunity to receive goodies from them. Be sure to watch their videos as well. So this was week 1, this is week 2, and this is week 3. Okay, so let's savor this moment because it is my final week, and this one is actually really tall. And again, I went with making notches using the Heidi Swap punch. This was my go-to punch for all of the Memorydex that I've made for this hop. I've had it in my stash for a few years, and I do have dies that that are Memorydex also and creates a notch, but I wanted to create my own shape for for what I was creating, so that's why I did not use those. For here, I used a die and a stamp. It's a really old stamp. So this is a set of 3 stamps. This is one of them. This is the one I used for here. It's not easy being a princess. Here's the other one. It's a set that goes with the graphic 45 gilded lily paper pad. It was a very popular collection back then. It's no longer in circulation, and those things are very hard to find now. And this is the die set I used for the frame. I used the smallest one, and then I backed it up with the gold foiled cardstock. That's why it's very shiny. It's very shiny. Okay, these gloves, that's my own design. I used Procreate for the iPad. You could only use it on your iPad or if you have an iPhone. It's a software that many artists use, and that's what I use to create these gloves. And I embellished it with lace and applique, and I also backed it up with the gold foil paper or cardstock. Okay, this purse, I used this whopper of a die. It's a huge die. It's so pretty. It's the first time I used it, and I created a silhouette for that. Again, I do have a process video and how I put this together, and you will see that I created a silhouette for that in the process video. And then I used gold foiling, to embellish the parts that are supposed to be metal. And then I only glued it on 3 sides so that it creates a pocket, so you're putting this in your purse. This is the information card. And then this here, I love that die. That's a bow die. It comes in 2 sizes. Here's the other size. And it comes with another layer for the tail, but I didn't use that. It comes with 1, 2, 3, 4 dies to complete 1 bow in the small and the large. Oh, and it does come with a square die so that you can, I guess, embellish the middle. And the paper I used here is from the Victorian lace tea party that I had created a few years ago. And that lace is actually on the paper. It's not an extra layer. It's just embedded in the paper. It's a part of the design. And that platinum stickles has been my go-to for pretty much most of the Memorydex cards that I use. It just gives it such a beautiful effect. I love the way that it shines. I love the color of that stickles. Like, it just makes everything pop. And here's the final installment of the Memorydex cards. This is the last one that I'll be creating. Isn't she a beauty? Okay, so I want to share a little bit about my background. I am a fashion designer. I'm just not currently practicing it. I did go to school. It wasn't a college. I went to a trade school in Manhattan, and that's where I learned fashion designing skills. I learned how to sew. I learned how to pattern make. And I learned certain terminologies regarding patterns. And I also learned sketching while I was learning the art of fashion. My favorite is costume designing and couture designing. Costume is a little bit like couture because it's something that you would only wear once. Couture is something that's like out there. Like, for example, when Lady Gaga does her concerts or when she appears in a show and her outfits are outrageous. I'm not saying it like in a negative way. Like, they're really out there. That's couture. Where else would you wear that unless you went to a Halloween costume party? I like stuff that is very unique, very different, something that you will only wear once, and to somewhere very, very elegant or exclusive. Okay, so first things first, I used this die set here from Heartfelt Creations called Raindrops and Roses. It makes me want to sing that song from you know, that popular movie. Anyway, it'll come to me, but it makes me want to sing that song, right? A Sound of Music. That's a classic. And this paper that I use in the background, it just has like script in it. It's like a vintage script. Okay, so there it is. And that's also a part of the Victorian Lace Tea Party digital collection that I had created a while ago. This umbrella was created using this die that I've had in my stash like forever. And by the way, I used 7 dies to create this dress. 7 dies. I'm very proud of myself because I got to play with dies. That's been collecting dust. And like I mentioned, I did do the silhouette, and then of course I used that platinum stickles, and then I also cut out like the handle and the top here out of that gold cardstock that I used here and on the other side that I've been using throughout this whole process. And I used my favorite appliques and trims. I will repeat appliques and trims because I have quite a bit of it in my stash, and besides which, it does make it look pretty, doesn't it? And this is layered with ruffled lace underneath the umbrella. You can see it more. No, you can't. I just lied. Well, you can see this one, but there's another layer on top of that one. And it's a pink one. It's really pretty. It's a scalloped trim, and I ended up covering up by adding this because this made it look even more shabby, more Victorian. Yeah, and then this dress. Look at the dress. I love the dress. This is a part of the Marie Antoinette boutique kit that I'm putting together. It's all inspired by Marie Antoinette. It's not just a dress, it's actually a person wearing the dress, but I cut out the person. And why did I do that? Because she was the original one that I created. And the head was just too skinny. The hair, I ended up giving her plastic surgery, just put it like that. And then this is how she will be in the kit. You see what I'm saying? She got plastic surgery. So the original, the face was just too skinny, it was just too small, and the hair was skinny also. So I made it more poofier. I made her face, you know, where you can actually see it now, whereas before you couldn't see it. Not really. No, not really. So I just cut off the arms and then cut off the body, and I just used the dress on the dress form. The dress form I created using 2 dyes. So I used the bottom of this dress form because I thought it was really pretty. It's the prettiest one that I had. I have other dress forms, but as far as this part on the bottom was the prettiest. And then for this top here, very fancy, right? I love that. I used this die set, which I didn't even take apart yet. You're supposed to pull it apart, and it's actually a chandelier. It's a chandelier die, and I used the bottom part of that chandelier to create that. So if something looks like something else to you, you can use it for that purpose. You don't have to necessarily use it as is. And then I had to shabby it up more, even though like this it does look pretty, right? Pretty. And then I added lace trims on the bottom, appliques, more appliques, and then I stickled it up. I believe this one is called Stardust, the stickles. I did it. I kept it all under the same theme. Look how pretty they look together. Which one was your actual favorite? What was it? The eat cake, the dress, the masquerade, or the dress and the parasol? I really would love to get a parasol or an umbrella that's completely white and then shabby it up and then walk down the street with it. Again, hashtag elements of fashion, comment below if you want to be entered. The reason why I'm doing that is because I don't want to assume that people want to be entered. In the event somebody won that did not want to be entered, there's going to be quite a bit of misunderstanding. Especially if I don't get a courtesy email letting me know that they did not want to be entered, therefore I would have to redraw. And sometimes they might not even watch the giveaway because they didn't want to be entered to begin with. So to avoid all of that, if you want to be entered, hashtag in the comment section below, elements of fashion. I wanted to clear that up. And again, let's follow all the lovely, beautiful souls that are in the lineup, and subscribing is warmly appreciated. It truly has been an honor to be a part of something bigger than me. And let's not only give it up for Puchy for hosting, but let's give it up for all the ladies who participated and worked day and night to make their Memorydex cards, especially those of us who had quite a bit on their plates like I did. And I will also release a video sharing what I will be giving away, so stay tuned for that. Let's share, be fair, be filled with love, and love one another. Take good care, everybody.